So this is 2011 Leaving Cert Ordinary Level question 1 on paper 2. So we're asked to find the area of the rectangle, okay? So part 1, part 1, area of rectangle is equal to the length by the width, which in this case is 4 centimeters by 8 centimeters, which is 112 centimeters squared. For part 2, we want the shaded region. So part 2, the shaded region is equal to a rectangle minus a triangle. And we know the area of the rectangle is 112 centimeters squared, and the area of a triangle is a half the base multiplied by the height. Okay, so in this case, this is 10, so 14 minus 10 gives you 4 centimeters. So the base is a half, base 4, multiplied by 5 centimeters. So 2 centimeters by 5 centimeters is 10 centimeters squared. So therefore, the shaded is equal to 112 centimeters squared. Take away the 10 centimeters squared, which is equal to 102 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's part A, question 1. And that's a question well worth getting full marks on. Well, now we're on to part B. And here I just said, ignore this word Simpson's rule. They're both the same. We're using now trapezoidal rule. Okay? So the sketch shows a section of wall to be painted at equal intervals of 1.2. That's important. So we know for trapezoidal rule is equal to h over 2, the first plus the last plus twice everything else. Okay, so in this case h we know is 1.2 meters. The first is going to be, the first is 0 meters and the last is equal to 2.0 meters. So in this case here we have 1.2 over 2, 0 meters plus 2 meters, and it's 2 times all the ones in between. So 0.6, 1.8, 2.7, 2.2 and 2.4, which gives me 0.6 meters, 1.2 divided by 2, 2 meters plus 2 times 0.6 plus 1.8 plus 2.7 plus 2.2 plus 2.4. So 2 times 9.7 meters, which is equal to 0.6 meters, 2 meters plus 19.4 meters, which is equal to 0.6 meters times 21.4 meters, which is equal to 12.84 meters squared. Okay, and that's trapezoidal rule for you. For part 2, how many litres of paint are required to paint the section of wall if 1 litre covers 2.2 meters squared? So for part 2, the total area is 12.84 meters squared. Divide that by 2.2 meters squared is equal to, so 12.84 divided by 2.2 is equal to 5.836 litres. Okay, and correct to the nearest litre, we need nearest litres, which is equal to 6 litres. Okay, so you want to paint the wall. We're dividing the total area. So total area divided by the paint per tin per litre is equal to 6 litres. Okay, so that's part B for you there. Okay, so now you're on to part C. Now in part C we have an object consisting of a cylinder with hemisphere ends. So the volume of each hemisphere is 144 pi. So part 1, the radius is equal to, well, we know the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So a hemisphere is equal to a half of 4 over 3 pi r cubed, which is 2 over 3 pi r cubed. Okay, so therefore 2 over 3 pi r cubed is equal to 144 pi. Okay, so what we can do is we can cancel pi. So we have 2/3 r cubed is equal to 144. Now we can divide across 2/3. So we get r cubed is 144 divided by 2/3, which is equal to 216. So therefore, r is equal to the cube root of 216, which is equal to 6 centimeters. Okay, and you could check that if you wish. Alright, so we'll check that. Well, if we use 2/3 pi r cubed, so 2 over 3 by pi, and the radius is 6 cubed. So on your calculator, 2 over 3 multiplied by 6 cubed is equal to 144 pi centimeters cubed, which is correct. So that's just to check we did it correctly. Okay. Now for part 2. The total volume. So for part 2, I'll just put this back up here. So for part 2, we want the total volume. So total volume is equal to 720 pi centimeters cubed. So the total volume is 2 hemispheres plus a cylinder. And we know the 2 hemispheres is 2 times 144 pi. Okay? Which is 288 pi centimeters cubed. So therefore, the cylinder volume is equal to 720 pi minus 288 pi, which is equal to 432 pi. So the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h is equal to 432 pi. So pi can cancel, so r squared times h is 432. And we know that r is 6, so 6 squared by h is 432. So 36H is 432. H is 432 divided by 36, which is equal to 12 centimeters. So the height of cylinder we have found to be 12 centimeters. So we're asked for the length of the object, D. So this is 12. This is 6. And this is 6. 12 plus 6 plus 6 is equal to 24 centimeters in length. Okay, and I hope that helps.